Hey there everyone, this is Craig and I'm back with more Pokemon Showdown, and today's session is going to be a PU session. I finally managed to get a team that I think is decent. Took me a while, lots of trial and error. Team looks completely different to what I started off with. Although I still do have Wormadam normal, whatever the hell you want to call this one. Which is something that I wanted to use because I thought it looks kind of crappy but it might do alright. Turns out it is still kind of crappy, but it's actually a lot better than I thought it was. So yeah, I was actually kind of surprised. It ended up being like the thing that like I thought was definitely like I would use it and be like, oh no, like just get this out of the team. But this is like the one thing that seemed to actually do things, while all the other Pokemon that I test out were just like not working very well together. So well done Wormadam, you get a thumbs up from me. Anyway, so we got the moves here: Leaf Storm, Giga Drain, Psychic, and Hidden Power Ground. Leaf Storm is pretty much what I'm going to be using. Well, I think I'm going to be using most of the time since I am spexed, and getting off a Leaf Storm on anything usually will do quite a lot of damage, even if it's resisted. Giga Drain's there if I want to get off another grass hit, and I don't think the Leaf Storm is a good option. Plus, getting health back on something without leftovers is always good. Psychic, kind of just like a coverage move. I guess it hits poison types, which is nice. Hits fighting types as well, which I guess this thing can take on fighting types relatively well, unless they've got like Fire Punch or something like that. And then Hidden Power Ground, which I just recently put on because it had Hidden Power Ice, which is what the Smogon set said it should run, but I think that was just to hit like dragon types and flying types, and really like dragon types, you know, probably switch out to something else anyway, and flying types, like I'm definitely not going to stay in on that. So I figured Hidden Power Ground's better because I can hit fire types on the switch, which probably not going to try that too often. Sorry, just eating. Yeah, not going to try that too often, but it could come in handy. And also I can hit poison types and steel types as well, so that's handy. Next we got Physically Defensive Shelgon, pretty standard set. Wish, Raw, Dragon Claw and Toxic. I think a lot of people do run Protect over Raw, which is handy, but being able to phase things out is pretty good as well. And with the Eviolite, its defense is up to like 400 odd. Special defense is pretty low, but with the Eviolite gets to like a decent amount, so it can take hits really well. Physical attacker here we've got Luxray, Wild Charge, Crunch, Ice Fang, Superpower. Ice Fang may get swapped out for Fire Fang because I was finding that I needed ice moves, and then when I actually started playing it was like, nah, this could do with fire moves actually. Got Guts, and also just decided to run a Muscle Band because I want this thing to be kind of bulky, which it is. I don't really want it to get worn down with Life Orb. And also I tried using Choice Band the other day when I was using this team, and it's got good coverage, and I find that Pokemon that have really good coverage, it's kind of annoying when you can't use it, so that's why Muscle Band's there. I mean, it's 10% more power with no drawbacks, so why not? Here we've got Octillery, something that I never really used before because its stats didn't look too good. Well, mainly its speed didn't look too good, but then actually looking at the rest of its stats and its move pool, it's actually really good. It's pretty bulky without investment in defenses. It's got good HP, good special attack, and it's got a really good moveset. In fact, it's got too many good moves that it was difficult to like settle on a final one. But I went for Scald, Flamethrower, Ice Beam and Charge Beam. Charge Beam is good for hitting things like Mantine, but also the boost is like pretty much every time you do it, so this, you know, turned Octillery into a bit of a monster. Just throwing in the Assault Vest as well because the ability to take like Thunderbolts and Volts, which is a bit better, is very handy. Next up, Flareon, regular set pretty much. Well, actually I say regular, this was regular like last generation, this is what everyone used, but this generation, not that people really use Flareon, but I've seen a bit more variation in it. But I've been finding that this set is probably the best thing for Flareon because it's not really that bulky. I mean, it's got good special defense. Well, really good special defense actually, but its defense and its HP aren't great. So this is pretty much just like, I'll get off a couple of big hits and then I'll die sort of thing. And you know, if you hit something with a superpower or flare blitz, it's just gonna wreck them, and I guess facade as well. And then quick attack, I figured a bit of priority, and Flareon's kind of slow as well, so that helps. And finally we got Prinplup, especially defensive. This thing's really good actually. I was looking at its stats and I was thinking, yeah, they're not great, but then with the Eviolite, plus it doesn't have the steel typing, which is kind of good and kind of bad. It's a bit of a mixed bag, but yeah, like I said, it's pretty good. So we got Skull, Defog, Stealth Rock, and for a final move I couldn't really think of anything, so I saw Feather Dance and I was like, that might come in handy. We'll see how it goes. If not, I might switch out for like Yawn or something. So yeah, that's the team, and I'm gonna take a quick drink. I haven't even given myself a username yet, and we'll get into a battle. Okay, we're in a game now. I was actually thinking, like, hopefully there's people playing. I find that every tier that I want to play is fine, except if I want to try RU. For some reason that tier is really slow to like get games, and sometimes just won't get a game at all. I guess I'll just go for a Leaf Storm here. But I'm not sure what my rating is, because when I was playing the other day I got up a little bit, and then when I came back on later on my rating had been reset, so now I got up to like 1100 the other day, and it's probably been reset here. But I figured 1100 was probably a decent rating, because the tiers are sorry, I got distracted by what's happening in the game. Yeah, the tiers are obviously different, and the lower you get like sort of these tiers, the less you need to be higher up on it. Does that make sense? Basically what that Blaine Truth video said the other day, where it's like you know, like 1200 in NU is like getting like sort of top of the tier, whilst like 1200 in OU is like nothing really. Oh, I'm not appreciating that. Didn't think that was going to do as much, but I guess why wouldn't it? Right, I'm going to have to get a Toxic on this and hopefully not miss. Oh, it's a shame to lose Shelgon like that, but what can you do? I'm not really sure who to bring in here, because I've got a super effective move on Luxray, but I'm not sure. I think I'll bring this in, because I do have the Assault Vest. I wonder whether I should go for a Charge Beam and try and get some like boost, but I think probably just go for Scald. Well, then again, it's probably not gonna. Yeah, it's not doing anything. Oh my goodness. So at the moment, getting wrecked by a Mashana. It's a good way to start off. Let's bring in this and hopefully I can take a hit, and oh, he does switch out, good. He might switch out. They do have access to Earthquake, but I'm just gonna... No, actually no, it's 2. Let's go back out in the Wormadam. Yeah, I kind of put off playing, like, recording this for a bit, because one, I forgot, which is just typical. But 2, when I was playing the other day, it was pretty much every team had Bufalon and Lapras, and I can't remember, there was something else that like every team had, and I was just like, I'm sick of people. Oh, I actually managed to take that. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, got distracted there. Yeah, I'm sick of people watching YouTubers and then just like every team has it. Because one, it's just annoying seeing the same thing over and over again, and 2, it kind of defeats the challenge because you know exactly what set they're running, so there's no surprises. And you know, like that's kind of like one of the things that's like good about Pokemon. If you use Pokemon that have like multiple sets, you know, because especially if you're like, oh, this could be, you know, like a Scarf set or something, and then And it's like, oh no, this is actually like, you know, something else. But yeah, like, everyone was just, okay, he's forfeiting. Not sure why. It wasn't like it was game over at that point or anything.